All right, y'all, let's get into part 2 of the Vision Pro and the John, the sign of his coming, and these types of things, because we're going from one rapture to another rapture in a matter of speaking, because all things written must be fulfilled, okay? So what's heresy to one is truth to another. What's truth to another is heresy to the other. So all these things are going to be coming together because we're living in that point where all things came from. And as all things came from, everybody's looking at it from a different light, and it's broken up into different fragments. So we have to learn to gather everything that's been shattered and scattered and bring it together into a big focal point, okay? So this is where we gathered up the pieces, gathered up the oil, gathered up the light, all right? And then we're kind of coming, and the light is being given. So we're living through heaven and earth, going through a change. Pluto brings change for 20 years. When it comes in 2025, it's coming in and out the past few years. But these changes, the things in the sky, all these things are tied to us. And the world stage is set to bring in a new age of man. And there's nothing wrong with these things per se, but it's a matter of where do you want to be on this new coming world, because it's breaking open and we can see things there, and these are times to make steps. And as this world's getting smoky and the lights are shining bright, that trance music is playing, and most people don't like the trance music unless you've gone out and kind of done those experiences the first time, right? I know being in the party scene and bringing the party, right, and having that Walmart in my backpack in a matter of speaking, I'm out of the loop now. And since I'm out of the loop, I can look back and I can see focal points, all right? And I can look back and see different things going on, like knowing that they're putting ketamine and whatever kind of street drug is going on, where they're getting stuck and locked out there, all right? And this is to make the zombie apocalypse, and this is to bring in that 4D effect, okay? But it's all being kind of controlled or whatever, okay? So this is where we have to was given to us back in the day, and then it's given to us and then it's taken from us. All right, so we can see, kind of looking back, how most of the drugs were legal and then they were made illegal, okay? So, as all these things are going together, these things are kind of the rulers of darkness. They give you some light in some areas and help you kind of what's going on in our world, because we have that party scene. That par is tied to the golf game. That golf game is the Gulf. That Gulf War that we did before is going to come to that kind of the Gulf War in the Gulf of Mexico, the Mexico and the Bible Belt. When it goes ding, 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 you got to get the army here. So we could see with the oil and China and the Gulf and all these things, how we can have some catastrophes, and how a lake of fire could open up in the Gulf, and that would be like that quake or whatever going off down there. So as the 2020 vision, I call it, was given, that's where things kind of went wonky, because that's when the world shut down and the light was given, as far as to where we could not go into the delusion as far as the elect. And the elect has been being gathered the past few years, as the last few years of the tribulation has been going on. And as the last months of the tribulation end, which is September of this year, it's going, and the end of the 70 weeks is in July, and the end of the 42 months is in July, and then the 280 days on the birth is 530, And then we have other dates before that with Israel's Independence Day, and then Israel's anniversary. All those things tying in the 76, and then you got the 77 on Trump, and all of these things, right? So it's just showing us a clock. And then we got the 24 on the clock, and we got the BRICS set. Putin says that he's there to take out America with the BRICS, and we got Iran now today doing threats on the Antarctic Treaty. The Antarctic Treaty is the one where all the Earth has been put together. So this is where maybe they open up the Antarctic in the future to where they Admiral Byrd. So there's a new area down there the size of the United States, right? So maybe they have a whole new area. We'll see what's going on, okay? So the so we're going from one rapture. The rapture I'm talking about with Taylor and Kelsey and whatever, that's like the world stage wrap up, okay? The hows and all these things are done. That's a wrap. Let's get the first stage is done. Let's get the second stage going, right? Let's try this shit out. So that's when that try and the tribulation and all these things, and that's why you got the big freeze on the money, the free money on the 95 billion going to the 3 scores with Ukraine and the other 2s and whatever, right? I'm having brain fart on those countries, but either way. So Taylor Swift, she's kind of taking, he got the ring from the world, and then he's giving her the jacket, the cloak, the black dark jacket with that reflects the light. He's giving that to the woman, right? The Taylor Swift or whatever. So this is kind of where she's symbolic for Elon Musk and XApp, and she's symbolic for Trump's rise, and those types of things are going to work together. That fast still, and those fast seamless still that Trump's going to have. So this is for the short game, the original vision. But they can transfer that light to where the woman can have the short, fast, seamless still to where Trump is taken out, right? So this is where you can have the, from the 22 marker on Revelation, when that U spot finally ends, then that 22 will go to the 26 on the alphabet, all right? So that alphabet ties into that alpha generation that was born under the millennium that is part of the Jesus kingdom, and they have basically been training for battle with the AI through their whole life, kind of matter speaking. And it started with Generation X, as that's when Nintendos and Segas and all that stuff came to the houses and such. But the army games and all that stuff have gotten better and all this stuff. So there's going to be a little test, and the vets, they're going to need the vets, the beast, then, and they're going to have to go to their needles and all this other shit. But so that's a whole nother thing coming. They're basically training a whole nation to be that Hitler Youth and to be those soldiers and such, and they're going to see this happening, that happening, whatever, through the world stage, and they're going to bring everybody that old mindset to an end, okay? So even though you own a gun, you may not be going down to fucking battle. So as the rapture's breaking open, right? The world stage set, things are going to increase. And as things increase, people realize shit's going on. As things increase, that's that stage and world and smoke coming upon the world, and the world's getting darker and darker, and they're not knowing where to move, all right? So as the smoke comes, getting darker out here, getting darker in the house, and whatever, everybody's starting to go to bed, go to sleep, and turn down the lights or whatever. Somebody gave you something, you're staying up. You're seeing this shit go on, right? This is all like a metaphor for everybody, all right? So everybody's been given that intoxication. Everybody's been given that wine of Babylon. And as they've been given that wine, somebody went around the party and gave everybody a dose of acid. They gave everybody a little bit of mushroom cookies or mushroom tea. You went to happy hour so early, you got so fucking sloshed that somebody started giving you mushroom tea. You're like, that ain't fucking what I ordered. Then somebody gave you this in your drink. Man, there's something in that. That ain't what I fucking ordered. The beer, somebody put something in my drink. I'm gonna leave. Walk down the street. Start grabbing onto the wall. That wall ain't gonna hold me up. I'm about to puke. I'm gonna lose my stomach. That stomach is that tomcat, that Tom Mac. And that's that money. The Tom's the money. So puke that up. That puking, that booking. Got hungry. Somebody fed you some cannabis cookies. Gonna flip out. The canna is there. The canna chief. That beer can with that dragon's face on there. We've been lighting that shit up and it's all cashed out right now. We gotta blow that shit out. They gotta reset the green on there. As they reset the green on there, they're gonna burn that bowl up too. Okay? So this is where you can get like from the Super Bowl to the World Cup. The World Cup is in the United States this year. So that's that Holy Grail. So you got from here to there, that's about 6 months or so. To July, 6 months. So we can start putting together shit, start looking around. Okay? So when that's a wrap right now is going to connect to that's a rapture. And this is when the people go missing. The so-called alien abduction. Or they might just go beamed up in the sky, get recharged, get a light that changes their DNA. So they start bringing in a new alien race. Okay? Or you go outside, you look up, you see the holy city, the mothership, disc over everything, angel, whatever. The light, all right? I know when I saw the mothership, changed my life. I know when I saw that glowing U going westbound on 183 towards Fort Worth in Irving. It was a bright-ass angelic white U. The whitest, brightest light I've ever seen other than like the sun. And it turned into a line and it disappeared into itself. I've seen many things, everything that I've seen. I'm not the same afterwards per se. When I was grabbed on the neck, there's something hovering over my wife that night. Same night. Not the same after that. You have sex with some demon chick that devours you. Not the same after that. You do nitrous oxide, you step outside your body, start walking around your house, float in the corner, look at your friends dancing, you look at your body right there laying on top of a fucking stereo, and you could have swore you were just in a convulsion, and you're wondering what the hell is fucking going on. Fucking changes you. When you find your friend dead, it changes you. When your friend gets the defibrillators to come back to life, it changes you. These are all different lights brought to us through God, through the lampstand man. We're going to end it here and do another little rapture tidbit.